The last question here we wanted to talk about was, we know maybe more, we think we know at least, more than we've ever known about a Nintendo console before they've actually said anything about it. They haven't revealed it, and we are all sitting here pretty confident, and the whole industry is pretty confident that this is what this thing looks like. Does it matter? Is this going to impact either your personal takeaway from the official reveal of this thing, or kind of the overall weight of the announcement? Reb, what do you think?
Me personally, no, just because I mean, this is my job at this point. Like, I always know or think I know or have pretty good guesses on things like that we know are coming up. I mean, obviously there's surprises all the time, but like we've known about Nintendo Switch hardware for a while. We've done so many prediction shows at this point. God. Like, you know, it's really hard to ruin the excitement. Like, it just takes on a different flavor for me at this point. I think for everybody else, I was talking about this on Blue Sky today. So many people are like having discourse about how all these leaks are going to ruin the actual announcement. Nintendo really needs to crack down on this and stuff. No, they don't. Most people are not terminally online. Logan, how many Switches have people sold? Have they sold at this point?
150 million?
150 million? 150 million people are not like reading our article about the Genki leaks and going, oh my God, everything's ruined. The reveals, I'm never going to buy this. That's not what's happening. Like there's a bunch of like terminally online people, myself included. This is not an insult. I'm with you, who are like following every piece of this discourse and are obsessing over it. Yeah. And then like the other, you know, here's my anecdote. I have a friend from my hometown who I was catching up with over text the other day, and he just sort of very casually said, I've been thinking about, I know you like write about games. I've been thinking about getting a used Switch for my son, who's like of an age to like have his own console at this point. What do you think? And I said, maybe hold off for like a couple months, because it really sounds like we're going to get an announcement of a new system soon. And I bet you that used Switches will dip in price after that announcement happens. He had no idea. Like, he didn't know this was happening. Most people don't know this is happening. Most people don't care until, you know, Nintendo does whatever it is they're going to do, and they, you know, happen to see a big sign for it in their local GameStop. So yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, what do you think, Seth?
Like I've said, I think a million times, like spoilers, even for like movies and stuff, don't bother me. So like spoiler for a hardware reveal, like this may come as a shock to many people, but I'm a very excitable person. I get enthusiastic about things that I like. So like I could be holding the Switch 2 in my hands and be watching the announcement and still be like just as excited about it. Like I'm going to be fired up. Nothing that they can do. The only thing that could maybe ruin this is if they announce it and it sucks. Like other than that, nothing else is gonna ruin this for me. Yeah. Even then, I mean, like, look, when the Wii U came out, everyone was kind of like, but I was still like, sure, why not? So yeah, I'm a fanboy idiot. I'll be excited no matter what.
Nice cat, Reb. Who is that?
This is Luca. She doesn't usually come on the show. She apparently has very strong opinions about the Switch too. No.
I don't know.
That's the second time I've referenced that song on this program, and
I have no idea what you're. Okay, well, she's done.
I'll get it the third time. Yeah. Brian, how about you? Does the official announcement will it feel underwhelming at this point because we know so much?
Well, like to what Reb said, I think like if you know what CES is, then you're not really, you know, you're already in too deep, right? Like they're not. They're not really.
Normal people don't know what CES is, Brian.
Yeah, if you walk up to a guy at a diner and you go, "Did you see that Genki, a third-party hardware company, had a 3D printed Nintendo Switch 2 at this week's Computer Electronics show?" He would be like, "Get away from me," or he would mace you or something like that.
Can you imagine doing like news interviews, like they do those political interviews, like going to some random diner in the middle of nowhere in Iowa and just interviewing people about their opinions on CES?
He's looking out the window and he's got like flapjacks and he's like, I just don't know who to vote for. Yeah, the diner style reporting, you got to love it. No, what I think as a long time hardcore Nintendo fan is that this is really funny. Like this is uncharacteristic of them in almost every way. They are the most buttoned up, tight-lipped, you'll know when you know company ever, right? To the point where like every time, and we're in it right now, and Reb, you've been covering news for us for a very long time now, and in industry in general. Like, do you remember when people were like, "Oh, like a Chibi Robo, this means something." Like, Nintendo would put a picture of like a totally innocuous character, or just like, "Hey, everyone, we're closing the Nintendo World Store for a weekend because we found a rat," and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, who's the rat?"
We haven't even talked about the fact that everybody lost their minds collectively yesterday because Nintendo's Japan Twitter account changed its banner to Mario and Luigi gesturing at nothing, a banner they had up most of last year and only briefly changed recently to promote something.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That means it's coming tomorrow, obviously.
So to answer the question, I'm not any less excited. If anything, like it sort of takes the, the part where people are like, I expected more from Switch 2. Like you can throw that out the window. Like I wanted it to be a 3-screened device that folded into a triangle. Like that's out the window 99.9%. So if that's the thing you were excited about, then hopefully these leaks have gotten you back to reality with the rest of us. But I do think it's very, very funny that literally everybody has showed every single part of this thing, every part of it, aside from the software. We've seen leaks of the motherboard, the dock, the C button, the cases, the magnetic Joy-Con, how they go on. Yeah, all of it has been leaked, and none of it has been officially confirmed by Nintendo themselves, outside of them, a year ago being like, look forward to Nintendo Switch follow-up announcements sometime next year. Goodbye. We'll let you know when you know. That's it.
I'm going back to playing Animal Crossing on my
Exactly. So that part is very, very funny to me as a fan, as a consumer, as somebody who just obsesses over this stuff. And because they're always so strict about controlling the narrative themselves, and that just didn't happen this time.
No.
But they still have an opportunity to go like, hey, the one thing you all don't know is, what will actually happen when you turn that screen on. What does the OS look like? What do the games look like? What's it going to launch with? That's all people really care about is, like when we finally see this thing in action and they finally go, hey, this is the Nintendo Switch 2. It's real. It's official. And they have that, video of people playing on rooftops, and there's a kid in a staged living room, and he's rich and he's playing it. Like, then all will be revealed and it'll be really, really fun. But for now, this part has been a blast. So I'm in for all of it. I'm in for Nintendo Switch 2 day one, no matter what. So yeah, keep leaking it until the real thing happens, and even then, keep leaking more.
Leaks will continue until morale improves.
Yeah, we got a question from Zachary who asked, is this fun or frustrating? And for me, this time, it's just been fun. It has been very, very fun. And
are people mad about this? Who's mad about this?
Yeah,
every time
I don't know.
Anything comes up Nintendo, they're like, just reveal the Switch 2 already. It's like
those people
the Hurley Boy sketches, like Chris Farley, just let him water your plants. Like that's how people are in the comments.